Manchester City Carabao Cup third-round opponents confirmed Manchester City have discovered who they will face in the third round of the Carabao Cup. Manchester City will lock horns with Huddersfield Town in the third round of the Carabao Cup. Following Manchester United's shock defeat to Grimsby Town on penalties on Wednesday evening, the third-round draw was made, handing Pep Guardiola's side a clash with the Terriers at the John Smith Stadium next month. City are yet to take to the field in the competition this season, entering at the third-round stage as a result of participating in the Champions League. Premier League clubs who are competing in the Champions League, the Europa League and the Europa Conference League do not enter the Carabao Cup until the third round. After dominating the Carabao Cup between 2018 and 2021, winning 4 titles in a row, City have struggled in the competition in each of the last 4 seasons, not making it beyond the quarter-finals. They exited the competition at the 4th round stage last season after losing 2-1 to Tottenham Hotspur. This time around, City will begin their Carabao Cup adventure against the League One promotion hopefuls, who they last faced in the competition back in 1968. The Terriers pulled off one of the shocks of the round in the second round, beating Premier League side Sunderland at the Stadium of Light on Tuesday night. Lee Grant's side prevailed on penalties, winning 6-5 on penalties after a 1-1 stalemate. Huddersfield beat Championship side Leicester City in the previous round, also winning that tie on penalties after a 2-2 draw. Erling Haaland officially changed his name on back of his shirt. In surprise announcement, Erling Haaland has decided to make a change to the name that appears on the back of his shirt when he plays for Norway ahead of matches against Finland and Moldova. Erling Haaland has decided to incorporate another name on the back of his shirt when he plays for Norway. Haaland has been known simply by his surname for Manchester City and the national side, but has decided to make a change. The City number 9 will still have Haaland on his shirt when they take on Brighton this weekend in the Premier League, but it will change to Braut Haaland when he pulls on a Norway shirt in the upcoming September international break. Norway play Finland in a friendly in Oslo on September 5th, before taking on Moldova 5 days later inside the same stadium in a 2026 World Cup qualifier. The claim has been made by a retailer of Norway shirts, but Norway manager Stale Solbakken was unaware of the change when asked. "That's his name, Braut. It's no longer that difficult," he said. "I knew nothing of it until now." While Haaland is the surname of his father, Alfe, who was also a professional footballer, Braut is his mother Gry-Marita's maiden name. She previously competed in the heptathlon for Norway, and is it common in Norway for children to use the surnames of both parents? The 25-year-old's display name on Instagram reads Erling Braut Haaland, and it seems as though he wants to honour both of his parents when he plays for his country. Haaland has a staggering 42 goals in 43 appearances for Norway so far, a tally which already makes him the country's all-time leading scorer. He joined City in 2022 from Borussia Dortmund and has scored 126 goals in just 148 games for the club, helping to win 2 Premier League titles, Champions League and FA Cup. Haaland got off the mark for this season by scoring twice in the 4-0 win over Wolves, but drew a blank as City were beaten 2-0 by Tottenham last weekend. The striker will hope to get back on the score sheet when City travel to Brighton on Sunday before turning attention to the national side. Norway have not qualified for a World Cup since 1998, but are in a good position currently, sitting top of Group 1 with a perfect record after 4 qualifiers. With Haaland and Arsenal captain Martin Odegaard leading the side, Solbakken is under pressure to end that run and send Norway to the United States, Canada and Mexico next year. They have started qualifying in impressive form by beating Moldova 5-0, Israel 4-2, Italy 3-0 and Estonia 1-0. Norway will never win the World Cup, Haaland told Time magazine over the summer. If we would qualify for the World Cup, it would be like another big nation winning it. It would be the biggest party ever. The scenes in Oslo would be incredible. Manchester City could unwittingly help Liverpool sign Mark Guehi after transfer. Twist Liverpool still have their eyes on signing Mark Guehi from Crystal Palace before the summer transfer window closes on Monday, and rivals Manchester City could help them. Manchester City defender Manuel Akanji has emerged as a target for Crystal Palace in a transfer which could help facilitate Mark Guehi's departure to Liverpool. Palace are scouring the market for central defenders in case Liverpool meet their valuation for Guehi before the summer transfer window closes on Monday. The Palace captain has entered the final year of his contract, and chairman Steve Parish has admitted they would have little option to sell now in order to avoid losing him for free next summer. Oliver Glasner has made it clear they won't sanction Guehi's departure before the second leg of their Conference League playoff against Fredrikstad on Thursday. But the deal could still be completed over the weekend if a compromise is found between Palace's £45 million valuation and Liverpool's of around £35 million. Alice have been linked with Rennes' Jeremy Jacquet and Toulouse's JD Canvot, and now Akanji is also on their radar. The Switzerland international has dropped behind Ruben Dias, John Stones, Josko Gvardiol and Nathan Ake in the pecking order at City and will be allowed to leave. Akanji has received interest from Galatasaray, but is yet to decide on his future. Palace are reportedly lining up a £15 million bid for the 30-year-old defender, who has 2 years remaining on his contract at City. It remains to be seen whether the move suits City and Akanji, who could also become a target for Bayer Leverkusen if Piero Hincapié leaves for Arsenal. Akanji has not played for City this season and was left out of the squad, which lost 2-0 to Tottenham on Saturday. Pep Guardiola tried to play down the significance of his absence, pointing out that Ilkay Gundogan was also missing, but he has green-lighted Akanji's exit. Guardiola is known to favour a smaller squad and would let the versatile Swiss player leave after 3 years at the club. Palace manager Glasner pleaded publicly with the club's hierarchy after their 1-0 win over Fredrikstad on Thursday to keep Guehi. "We cannot register anyone, so we have to keep him," he told Channel 5. "We already rested Chris Richards and Ty Mitchell, who had small problems. There is no other choice than keeping Mark for these games. He knows it. Everybody knows it. If we want to compete in all of these competitions, we need players. That is pretty clear." Parish struck a different tone, however, after agreeing the £67.5 million sale of Ebereki Ease to Arsenal. "If Mark wants to sign a new contract, then he can stay," he said. "It's a difficult situation. Everyone has to sell players to comply with the rules. That's a situation that we will have to look at in the next 11 days. Manchester City might yet be forced to take January